Okay, we are saying negative 5 cubed. So we are cubing the parentheses. So I copy the parentheses down 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. Now, is 3 like a 0 or 1? Is 3 like 0 or 1? Well, 3 is an odd number, and 1 is an odd number. So 3 negatives is like 1 negative. Now, if you have 1 negative, what's it going to be? It's going to be negative, isn't it? Okay? All right, now, that's 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. And the answer is a minus 125. Okay? Now, let's look at this negative 3 to the 4th power. We are saying minus 3, the parentheses, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So how many negatives do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ask the question again. Is 4 like 0 or is it like 1? Well, 4 is even, 1 is odd. So 4 is not like 1, so we will say 4 is like 0. So 4 negatives is like 0 negatives, okay? Now, if you have 0 negatives, you don't have any negatives. If you don't have any negatives, the answer has to be positive, okay? Now, 3 times 3 is 9. These two 3's give you a 9. 3 times 3 is 9 here. What's 9 times 9? 81, and it's positive because 4 negatives is like 0 negatives. A positive answer. Okay, negative 2 to the 5th power. We're going minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. I have 5 negatives. Is 5 like 0 or is it like 1? Well, 5 is odd and 1 is odd. So 5 negatives is really 1 negative, okay? Now, if you have 1 negative, hello, if you have 1 negative, what's it going to be? If you have 1 negative, the answer is negative, isn't it? What's 2 times 2? 4. 4 times 2? Don't say 6. Start over again. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2, 16. And if you double 16, you get 32. With 5 negatives, we have 1 negative, and there it is. That's my 1 negative. Okay? Now, how is this expression different than this expression? Okay? Well, this has the parentheses, and that doesn't. Well, what does that do to the value? Well, first of all, I want you to think about the little 2 here. That's a square, isn't it? Okay? And 3 squared means 3 times 3. So this 2 applies to what number? It applies to the 3. So the 2 applies to the symbol right next to it. Okay? So, what symbol is right next to this 2? Don't say negative 7. It's only the symbol that's next to the 2 is the 7. So the only thing you repeat is the 7. You don't repeat the negative sign. So copy down the negative and repeat the 7 twice. So you have 1 negative, which we copied, and you're still going to have 1 negative. Notice I'm just copying that negative. Okay? Now this 2 in this expression applies to the symbol right next to the 2. It applies to the parentheses. So it's the parentheses that gets copied twice, along with everything in the parentheses. Okay? So what's the difference between these two problems? Well, we only get to square the 7 on this case. Okay? Here we squared the negative 7. So we have 2 negatives on this one. Okay? 2 negatives make a plus. Notice all I did is copy these negatives here. I just copied them. I didn't do anything with it at all. Just copy them.